right, y'all, we got Cam Ward. It says battle tested in Titans debut highlights. We're gonna see what he's looking like. Shout out to Devo for the highlight vid. So far, what Shador looked really good. What other rookie quarterback? Jackson Dart. He looked pretty solid. Jackson looked pretty solid. He made some good throws. Had a nice deep ball. It's the only rookie quarterbacks to play that I could think of off the top of the head. But as he can. Who else are we expecting to play? Quinn Ewers. Did Quinn play? Will Howard. Some more guys. He looked very comfortable. Very comfortable in the pocket. I like that. I like that. You know, instead of just taking the ball, you know, just stepping out of bounds, I'm going to make an attempt. I'm going to make an attempt to get this somewhere. Even if it does go out of bounds, you know, at least I'm not taking a loss, you know. That was a good catch by Calvin, really. He looks very good in the pocket. Very comfortable, very composed. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, he looking smooth. These completions is looking pretty good. Oh, what was up with that throw? That was a good play by the DB. Well, he got baited. Oh my gosh. He just couldn't bring it in, but he got baited. 32 dropped it, but oh, did Chig knock it out? I don't know if the O-line good, the D-line bad. I don't know, but they looking pretty solid. Like they holding up, giving him just enough time, and he's looking comfortable, even as the pressure gets close to him. Okay, I don't got too much to nitpick there. I mean, he looked pretty good. He looked very comfortable. I think that's a very key word right there. Just comfortable. Everything looks smooth. Majority of the balls on the money. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing negative to say. I wasn't, you know, Cam Ward coming out of college. I didn't have no quorums or quarrels against him. So #1 pick for a reason. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Catch y'all on Twitch later. Subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed. Okay, y'all. Just finished my reaction to Devil's highlights on Cam Ward. Then I seen Jackson Kruger uploaded the breakdown. So we're gonna check this out. Let's get to it.
Talk about Cam Ward. We got to see Cam Ward in an actual NFL game. So let's talk about it going up against the team.
Overall, like I said in the previous reaction, bro, he looked very smooth. Very smooth overall. Very comfortable.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And one thing is he was taking chances. You know, some guys are into preseason. They're trying to just make sure they look good, you know, protect the football, don't want the bad play to happen. Ward was out there and he was competing. This play, for example, zone coverage concept. You see you have a receiver running a route. It's Calvin Ridley trying to get into a gap in coverage. When this play begins, it's a good route by Ridley. He beats the corner, or is about to beat the corner, but you see there is another defensive back that you have to get the ball over if you're going to get this to Calvin Ridley. So this is not...
This is one thing I like, bro. He's already winding up. I seen this twice today, with two different quarterbacks where they should have got the ball out earlier than they did, and veteran quarterbacks at that. So good to see this from a rookie, you know, where ball is already, you know, about to be released.
As open as maybe you would like. And watch this. I mean, that defender nearly got his hand on it. I will actually say this is an example of maybe not quite realizing just how good NFL defensive backs are. You kind of have to play against them to fully get it. In college, this is the right way to make this throw. You want to get that ball a little bit higher, actually, in the NFL. Because, again, corners can just cover so much ground. So, still a good throw. You made it work, but ultimately... Yeah,
I can see it. I see that a little bit higher.
There was some space.
Because then Calvin wouldn't have to dove for it.
Chances firing the ball, making the completion. I'm not going to complain about that too much. Also, this next play, this is just a straight up example of some good stuff here by Cam Ward. So what's going to happen is this is a man coverage concept that Tampa Bay is going to be in right here. Again, Ward already likes Calvin Ridley. That's where he's going to look. The route you see on your screen is Calvin Ridley's route. Ward takes a snap, has a clean pocket, is going to fire this one down the field. Again, this is a smart play. It's a good route against this coverage, and it's your number one receiver, so definitely makes sense to look in this direction. And you see there is a window, but it's not a huge window, right? You do have to make an accurate throw if this is going to be complete. However, it is an accurate throw, and it is complete. So some really good stuff here from Cam Ward to pull this kind of thing off.
Calvin looked like he beat him.
Again,
Looked like he beat the DB.
See, so when I'm watching this live and I'm thinking like, man, maybe this guy just has it. Again, I try not to get too, I try not to let the emotions go too much in preseason because obviously it's all exciting at the time, but it is just one preseason game. It only means so much. But still, he's feeling himself. He's looking good. But having the gunslinger mentality has multiple, it can make positives happen. It can also make negatives happen. So let's head over to one of those, a play that ultimately was not a negative, but is still a negative. I'm counting this as a negative. What's going to happen here is it's again a zone coverage concept, looking at an outside receiver on this play. This time it's actually not Calvin Ridley who's running the route. Instead it's Alec Annual Mayer.
I forgot they got him. Ooh, hey, they got a squad of some young guys. Low key, they got some. It's him, Restrepo. Who was it's somebody else I'm not thinking of right now. But they got some young talent.
I forgot how to say his name. During the draft I got it down and then I forgot it, so I apologize. But nonetheless, player they drafted.
I can't forget him, bro. What he did in 2023 versus Colorado, I can't forget him.
Work for a moment on this play. Ward takes the snap. You're going to see that when he looks over, again, I'm not going to say this isn't open. Like you can try and make this work, but you really have to get this up.
That is very risky.
Throw happen. There is not a big window at all. And again, NFL corners just close way better than, college corners do unless they're like elite college players, because elite college players get drafted to the NFL, right?
Then with the DB already turned around, like this is obviously zone. If Cam would have threw this when the DB head was facing the receiver, which wasn't for long, that probably would have been a completion. But he got his head turned around very quickly, which makes me assume that it's probably cover two. Probably just press him, let him go up, and then he's sinking back, back down.
As you see here, this should have been picked.
And then underneath, that was a great play, though.
The defensive back got both hands on it. That's where, everyone gets to make the joke of if you had hands, you'd play receiver, right? Which is unfair because there's, slightly different skill sets.
Maybe I'm tripping. It looked like Chig knocked that out.
It's, he's taking chances, trying to fit the ball through a tight window. And again, you can do that. That's just
I could be wrong.
A way to make that throw. Corners they're just better, on this level of competition. And hey, this is why you play preseason, right? He'll learn from this. He'll, in practice say, oh, okay, got to get these balls a little bit higher, and then go from there. So yeah, I will say though, this next play, really good resolve by Cam Ward. Really, I think this was good stuff. So it's a 3rd down and 9. He nearly threw a pick. You're in field goal range. A lot of guys would maybe be, a little bit more cautious in this situation, but that is just not in his DNA. And that's one of the things I love about him. He is a gamer through and through. This next play is a zone coverage concept. You do have a receiver who's going to try and get, into a gap in coverage just past the first down marker right here, but it's tough. The defense knows where the first down marker is, right? However, when this play begins, it's a well-ran route. Defense could have been a little bit quicker there. Again, you get some preseason backup level defense. You got to take advantage of it. If
either they worked on this stuff in preseason, I'm thinking this is Cam. I'm not going to lie, because ain't no way he got elite chemistry with all of these guys to where he's getting the balls out before they're even like there. You know what I mean? And that's not like that's a abnormal thing. Like that's normal. You're supposed to do that as a quarterback. You throw into a spot, you throw him before the receiver even completes the route to make sure he gets there on time. But again, like I said, in this preseason, I've seen where some veteran quarterbacks were not actively doing this, and he's doing it as a rookie. So it might just be a him thing.
If you're a quarterback here. But still, nonetheless, I mean, I will say one of the constant criticism I bring up when I'm talking about young quarterbacks playing in the preseason is they're always late. You know, the NFL game moves so much quicker, even in preseason. It always feels like they're, you know, a tick late or half a tick late. Here, Cam Ward, he's not late at all. Gets the ball over there right when you need to. They get the first down on a 3rd and 9. And again, I think for a lot of young quarterbacks, they throw that one a little bit later. It probably still gets complete, but they don't quite get the first down. It's like 4th and 1, and everyone says, you know, everyone blames the receiver, right? In this situation, that is not what happened. Cam Ward, right on the money, especially right after throwing what should have been a pick. It's good stuff. A couple plays later, this would happen. This is now a 3rd down and 5 situation. Just a mesh concept here against man coverage, actually. But nonetheless, you know, crossing routes over the middle, those can be effective. Ward takes the snap, and you see right here, again, this is the correct route to throw to here, right? This is an opportunity to potentially make this work. It's Tyler Lockett. Yes, Tyler Lockett plays for the Titans. He's going from the offense's right to the offense's left. There is a potential window to make this work. You want to hit him in stride, though, to make sure you pick up the first down. You know,
that makes sense.
3rd and 5, or excuse me, 3rd and 6, definitely.
They executed this concept perfectly. 25 has to go around in order to get to Tyler. He has no choice but to play this guy. He could jump off and anticipate that, but if Cam does decide to hold this ball, which he could, if he jumps off, you know, he has to play his assignment. But it's good, nice little clear path here. Hopefully, a first down.
Definitely don't want to just get the completion here. But that's what Ward does. He reads it well, gets the ball over there. So ultimately, Ward looked very calm and composed. Ward was one mistake away from a awesome day, but ultimately he did make that mistake. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, I thought this was a good performance from.
Shout out to Jack Kruger, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the stream later tonight. Good vid. He looked very polished, man. He looked very good. If I had to say, like, of the rookie quarterbacks so far, who looks the best, it's kind of tough between him and Shedeur. I might have to go Shedeur right now, but this is just preseason, and that's all I'm referring to. Not overall, not who is Timothy and us and all that. Who looked the best so far in their preseason week 1 debut. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If y'all can give Cam Ward a letter grade, again, I think he played pretty good. Drop that in the comment section as well. But subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.